This is Marta. Maybe it was very hard to get her here because she's so busy today and even yesterday. And as we heard this morning at a speech, you're the most important woman in, I don't know, Portuguese football.
It would be good if I could do something good. So while I don't do something actually good, let's just make it like this. But first maybe you could tell us what the APDA is. APDA is a project, is a non-profit association that we created 3 years ago because we felt there was a lack of response from the public identities, from governmental institutions that protects interests of fans and football supporters and general supporters in Portugal. So we thought that an independent association could be the right vehicle to try to do something good for them and represent and talk on their behalf. So here we are trying to do that 3 years later.
We've talked yesterday and you told me that there are big repressions from the government in Portuguese football. I didn't know that. Can you explain it?
Now, in fact, there is a new law proposal that it's being discussed right now that concerns fan ID, bringing fan ID to Portugal, which we think is not really a good idea because it turns something that is spontaneous, like sports, hanging around in sports, making friends, enjoy sports, in particular football. It's making it too administrative, and we think there would be less and less people going to the stadiums. And what we believe is sport is in the stadium, not at home with your TV. Turning on your TV and saw it on TV. So we already have lots of repressive measures that are being applied a long time ago. For example, every fan group has to be registered in this case, or nowadays in an authority, public authority, and you have to register every member of your group in that authority, like a record. It could be associated with something criminal, which is not, or not necessarily. I mean, for criminal issues, you have courts, you have police, you have other types of things that could work out those kind of problems. We believe that violence, if there is some, yes, it should be taken care of in the proper place. We believe that creating good environments doesn't begin with repressive measures, not at all.
In that context, another thing I've learned today was that the media maybe plays an important role, because it was said that the media only writes or publishes the violence scenes, and there's a lot more behind it.
Yes, there is. For example, today we had one journalist here. Did I respond properly or not? I believe so. And it was not said by me, that's part, but I totally agree that the more importance you give to a subject, it raises more and more interest on what it's not supposed to be any interest or any special interest on it. You have to focus on the positive things, like this one. Perhaps. How many hours do you spend organizing a choreography?
With this one, you mean the Congress or BEDFORAWAYFANS? Or both?
Everything, because they are all good measures. All are good measures, and it's a little bit strange that this is not enlightened. This is not being brought out to the public in general, and it's sad to see, in fact.
So there is a community in the fan community that is about positive things. We both know that, but maybe you have to say it again and again and loud and to prove it. So there is a chance for BEDFORAWAYFANS. Do you see that?
I believe BEDFORAWAYFANS, especially in Portugal, it's going to be huge. I explain why. Because first of all, because it's a great initiative, and congrats. First of all, congrats.
This is the most important woman or person in Portuguese football. Okay,
I'm not.
Go on.
Okay. No, I can continue. No, because first of all, we don't have that kind of support. We all know that. We should have more support when it comes to away games. You spend loads of money in cars, hotels, food, tickets, and me, that this is a huge problem. And having that kind of support is a relief. creates a connection, a positive connection between fans all over the world. How good can that be? I guess it's fantastic.
Do you have a tip or a hint how we can make it big?
I know.
We need help.
I guess the initiative itself, it has everything to become big because it's something we need and it's created from us, to ourselves. So the initiative itself, because it's easy to register, because it's easy to use, because it's helpful. And we all like to be in a place where people are nice and they enjoy us being around, and they can help us because they feel the way we do. They feel the same way. So when you share that kind of bond, I guess the initiative is going to be on its way to the top.
BEDFORAWAYFANS is about free accommodation, but it's also about sharing informations, exchange informations, an intercultural thing, a European thing. In your opinion, what is the biggest asset for you personally?
The global idea, I think it's great, and it's great because it's composed of that all sorts of things you mentioned. I think, well, the fact is free. Perfect, because we can exchange on the basis on an exchange. I offer, and you one day can be able to offer to me. The kind of idea that you brought of the intercultural relation. Other thing, cities are getting more and more expensive. Those main points of Europe, Lisbon nowadays, it's horrible. It's horrible for you to stay in Lisbon. It's not that cheap. So to help our fans, we fans, to help know where to eat good and not that cheap, where to go to visit something you need to visit, where to eat a pastel de nata, where to and where is good. And I guess that kind of experience exchange, it's the positive, the most positive thing of it. Besides, it's free and it's a good help.
Would you host another fan?
I would, of course.
How's your situation at home? Which capacity?
I have a couch. I have a huge couch. Okay. So.
And what's your club? We didn't. I haven't asked that.
Sporting Club Portugal. Yes.
So maybe it would be cool for you to host or fans from the other team which plays at Benfica then.
Tricky question.
Or are you fine with Benfica?
I'm fine with every club as long as we have a good exchange of experiences and then positive mindset.
Maybe last question, because you're an expert. Do you think there is a problem with the language, especially in Portugal?
I guess nowadays, and more and more often, everyone speaks English. So
even here.
Yeah. I believe it's not a problem anymore. Nowadays, everyone has access to internet. You learn something on the internet. You Google something you don't know how to say or how to write. So I believe it's not a problem anymore. Was a few years ago, not anymore.
So sign up, please, and spread the idea. We appreciate it a lot.
Congratulations. Thank you so much.